Hello everyone, welcome to the Mercury Virtual. Hope you are doing good. Today I'm going to continue with your same module, that is employability and the professional development. So let's start with the section number 4, that is developing employability in the higher education institution. That is how to develop the employability, or what are the various techniques to develop the employability in the higher education institutions, and what are the various modes by which we can develop the higher employability in the higher education institutions. So whenever we use the employability in the schools, in the colleges, that is employability in the higher education institutions. So in this chapter we will study what are the various skills that is required to build the higher education, or to build the employability in the higher education. So let's start. What is higher education first of all? So higher education has always developed the students employability, but now it is doing this in more explicit and the systematic way. That is, it is used, or that is employability is used in a systematic way, that is employability and the so higher education has always developed the students employability. So it's the higher education that developed the students employability. Now it is doing this in more explicit and the systematic way. So till now it is doing the, or it is developed the employability among the student, but now it is doing the same manner or same thing, but in the systematic and the explicit way. That is, whenever we use the employability with the higher education, that is run with the within the explicit and the systematic ways, and in close collaboration with the employers. And higher education institutions in the UK have also played their part in developing the employability. So whatever the employability content, that is the institution that is also providing the employability skill, that is also played up their part in the developing the employability skills. The last 5 years have seen a much more explicit engagement with all the three aspects of the employability agenda, developing the student attribute that is designed to make them employable. That is also used, that is the last 5 years agenda, that is also used with the explicit engagement, or we can say the systematic engagement of the students with employees, or with we can say that is also used to increase the employability content. And the last 5 years have seen a much more explicit engagement with all the three aspects of the employability agenda. So the last 5 years have seen explicit engagement with all the three aspects of the employability agenda. What are the three aspects? First of all, developing the student attribute. So that is how to develop, or first of all, developing the student attribute that is designed to make them employable. Then developing the student self presentation skills that is designed to improve their recruitment chances. So first of all, develop the student attribute, that is the characteristics, that is the features are designed, or we can say develop the features, student attribute that makes them, or that makes the personality of the student, that makes them employable, that is a student attribute. Then developing the student self presentation skill, that is building the confidence among the student, that is how to use, or how to develop the student employability, that is used with employability skills. That is the next part. And the developing the student flexibility and willingness to continue to the learn. So it is also the responsibility of the, or it is also with the use of the employability skills, that is also used with employability content, that is the employability skill that is used to develop the employability and the flexibility and the willingness to continue the learning, that is designed to ensure that they continue to be employable. That is also the next part. So these are the three main content that is used, or these are the three main, we can say, the scenarios that is used with the employability skills. So whenever we use employability or higher education within the employability, or the employability within the higher education, so that played an important role, or that played a part in developing the employability. And these are the three content, or the three main agenda that is used the employability agenda. First is develop the students attribute, that is the first part. Then develop the student self presentation skills, and develop the students flexibility and willingness to continue learning. So these are the three parts. One is the student attribute, then next is the student self-awareness or self-presentation skills, then developing the student flexibility and willingness to continue learning. So these are the three parts of the three main goals of the ability within the higher education. And some initiatives are the course specific. So some initiatives are taken, or some actions are taken for the course specific, and others are institution wide development, such as establishment of the progress files, or the development of the career education module. So whatever the career education module, that should also be developed with content enrichment, that is also used with the institute wide development. such as the establishment of progress files or development of career education module, that is on the basis of the career there are different modules that is carried on, that is the career education modules. And some activity, for example, target under the represented groups while other enable the self-employment. So some have the target that have a representation of the groups, and some have a target that is used with the self-employment or the computer or the aided small business collaboration on the incubation, that is the self-employment or the small business incubation. And there is a growth that is also used in the partnership with the employer. So also growth with the employers partnership along with the NGOs, that is the non-government organizations, and the further education. So there is a growth in the partnership with the employers, NGOs, as well as the further education parties, and there is also initiative, or there are also the initiatives as the occupation specific foundation degree that is intended to produce a graduate. So whatever the graduate, whoever the graduate that is employable in the higher education, that is also using the employability in the higher education. One of the best example is used in the Kingston University aeronautical engineering aeronautical engineering foundation degree. So this is the one of the example that is a part of the initiative, that is a part of the employability within the higher education, that is a Kingston University aeronautical engineering foundation degree, which incorporates within the found program the license to practice required to work in aeronautical engineering. So that corporates the degree, that corporates the program that license has to provide, or the license that is to practice required to work in the aeronautical engineering. So that is one of the example of the Kingston University. So employability is about development, building confidence, self promotional skills, and encouraging the lifelong learning. That is employability, that is all about the employment or attribute development, building confidence, self promotional skills, and increasing the lifelong learning. And then next is the system wide acceptance, that is how it is used, or how it is accepted in a system wide, that is system wide development. So Wales has a system wide acceptance or the approach as a result of the pioneering work of the Higher Education Founding Council for the Wales, that is the HESCW, and the Welsh Development Agency, that is the WDA. And the following are the publication of Future Skills Wales, that is used, that undertook an employability audit of the higher education institution in the Principality that used, and that revealed that the considerable work was being done in the area that was mostly used by the institution on the overall strategy for the development of the employability. So that is development employability that is used with the system-wide acceptance or the system-wide development. Activities included, or what are the various activities that is included in the system-wide acceptance, that includes including the encouraging the student, or providing or encouraging the student to undertake the work experience in various forms. So to take the work experience in various forms, that is doing the work, or we can say that doing the higher education while you are working, that is a work experience while you are working. So activities included providing or encouraging the student to undertake the work experience in various forms, providing the central access or central career service supports to undergraduates and graduates of the institution, that is system-wide acceptance or the system-wide development, and to a lesser degree embedding employability skills in the curriculum. So whatever the employability skill that is used, that is also used with the institution, that is of course the lesser degree embedding employability skills in the curriculum, that is system wide or system wide development. And since the audit, institutions have been asked to provide the work experience and the employability plan. So during the audit, during the employability audit, institutions have been asked to provide the work experience and the employability plan that has a focus on developing how to develop all the three strands that is used. That is these are the three strands that we have studied. These are the three strands, that is developing the student attribute, developing the student self presentation skills, and the flexibility and the willingness to continue learning. So one is the attributes, one is the self-awareness, self-presentation skills, one is the willingness to continue the learning. And the system-wide approach to increasing the employability development has been successful in the Wales. So a system-wide acceptance or the system-wide approach to increase the employability has been successful in the Wales. successful in the Wales University. To date, there has not been any equivalent system-wide employability approach in the England, although HCFC, in collaboration with the DEFEC, is commissioning a team to coordinate the initiative to enhance the student employability in the higher education. So whatever the student employability that is used in the higher education, so that is the equivalent system-wide employability approach in the England. And the lack of system-wide approach has led some institutions to develop their own criteria. And the new approach, which is supported by the senior management, has a single strategic aim that now provides a basis for developing the activity, because everyone can know which is better than the another technique. Now, what are the various range of activities that is used, or that is divided, or that enhance the employability skills, that is divided into multiple parts. First is enhance or revise the central support, that is usually via the career services. That is enhance or revise the central support, that is what is the central support for the graduate as well as the undergraduate in their search of work. That is a range of activity, that is the first part, that is enhance or revise the central support for the undergraduate, graduate in their search of work. Now next is the embedding or embedded the attribute development within the program of study. So one is the enhance or revise the central support, one is the embed the attribute development within the program of study. So developing the skills for the program of the study, that is also result as a modification to the curriculum to make the attribute development explicit development and to accommodate the employer input. So whatever the employer input that is given, that is also a range of the activity that is part of the attribute development. And next is the innovative provision of the work experience opportunities within or external to the program of study. Then next is enable the reflection on and recording of the experience, attribute development and the achievement alongside the academic ability. So whatever the academic ability that is used with the alongside ability, that is used with the progress files. And as we saw in the section number 3, employability development has 3 focuses. One is the attribute development, one is the self promotion, one is the career management, and the willingness to learn and reflect on learning. So these are the 3 focus that is used. One is the attribute development, one is the self promotion and the career management, while in the willingness to learn and reflect on the learning. Whereas in the past, these tended to be the provision of the specialist bolt on the courses or the implicit part of the program. So whatever the implicit part is used, that is a part of the program, that is now addressed in a more holistic way through the different areas of the enhancement. And the cultural change in the higher education has also seen a shift toward the central support services, that is working with the program staff, that is helping to develop the attribute as a part of the curriculum and to maximize the reflection on an array of the different work experiences. And there is a more integrated approach with the central support service, that working with the program staff to develop, identify and record the skills and the abilities. So whatever the approach, whatever the integrated approach that is used with the central support services, that working with the or that works with the program staff to develop, identify and record the skills and the ability. Now next is the what is the central support, or how the central support can affect the program staff. So the central support, usually in the form of career services, has changed radically since the mid 1990s. It used to consist mainly of the career talks and one-to-one career advice session for the student approaching the graduation. So whatever the student that is approaching the graduation, that is advice session for the student approaching graduation. The University of the Huddersfield Field Career Service, for example, now takes responsibility for the job shop, that is career development, that is provided by the Huddersfield Field. And the central services has been transformed over the last 5 years, and they are no longer marginal to learning. There is no longer marginal to learning that is also provided with the central services. And that change is weak in the Harris report that reviewed the higher education service and made a series of the recommendations. So this is the holistic development of employability. One is attribute development, then the self-promotion and the career management, then willingness to learn and the reflect on the learning. And these are the various examples. That is, what is the main advantage of taking the initiative in supporting the disadvantaged student? That is using the AGCAS, that is the Association of Graduate Career Advisory Service. Complementing the support for disadvantaged student is support for the SMEs. And in addition to the well-known Shell Technology Enterprise Program, Graduate for the Growth aims to help the SMEs in the Lothians recruit graduate by breaking down the barriers. So whatever the barrier that is used, that is breaking down, that is also used with the we can say the break down the career services. Then we have there is an example, that is the University of the Birmingham or Birmingham. That is that the vocationally this course or this university provides a course that provides the technical knowledge, but also produces the graduate who have something extra when apply for the media related job. That is this university provides the student with the well known media related concept, that is for example multimedia, for example audio, video, and everything that is related to the media. So that is a course that provides the technical knowledge to the students. When they apply for the media related job, there is no problem. And American and the Canadian Studies Department, MPhil B History, Film and the Television, that is academic and the vocational approach. And the placement is a two-way process that is used with the mid-90s that responds to the reality, that is also the part of the technical knowledge. And the course also provide the technical skills, but also provide the graduate who have something extra when applying for the media related job. So whenever the student apply for a job that is a media related job, so they can offer the jobs, or the employers can offer the job easily, because the student or the graduate have full knowledge about the employability skills. Then the placement partnership, so there will be a proper partnership of the university with the various tie-up company that is used with the media related job, that is used with the university of the example. That is one of the example of the university, that is a media related job that is related with the concepts of the related arguments. So employability is developed through the balancing the academic and the vocational requirement, development of the links between the university and the local and the national employers, and the flexible attitude towards the need of the student on the course. Employability is developed with these we can say these methods, that is balancing the academic and the vocational requirement. So there will be proper balance between the academic and the vocational requirement, development of the links between the university and the local and the national employers. So there will be proper partnership between the university and the local and the national employers, and the flexible attitude towards the needs of the student on the course. That is, the flexible attitude means student must be aware about the course, that is they have aware about the partnership, they are aware about the course or the need of the student on the course. Then this is the next example, that is the University of the Liverpool. That is example that is should student learn about the ethics of equal opportunity volunteering and the practical issues of working with the range of organization. That is, student must be aware of the ethics, we can say the rules regulation that the university provide, that the student learn about the ethics of equal opportunities volunteering and the practical issues of working with the range of the organization. That is how to work with different organization, what are the various concepts, what are the various rules regulation that is used while we using the, or while we develop the, or while we going for the university, or while we going for the job. That is what are the various tools, what are the various practical issues that is used within the organization. So first is voluntary service learning, that is a background. So first is the background, that is how to use the voluntary service learning. That is a department of the University of the Liverpool that propose an innovative work-based learning module for the first 5 year students or first year student, that would provide both an experience of the sociology of the work in practice and actively contribute to the local community. That is a voluntary service learning. Then application of theory in the practice, that is the student attend the introduction or induction training provided by the Liverpool Student Community Action, that is the LSCA, that is the Liverpool Student Community Action, that is a part of the Guild of the Students. And the range of assessment methods reflect the various learning objectives. What are the various learning objectives? The students complete a mini essay on the sociology of the work, where they consider the issues that they host or that their host organization has to face and the problem for the future of that organization. So whatever the organization, whatever the future that is used, that is host with the organization, that is concept or that is a host criteria that is used with the organization. The student can also complete reflective logs to help them analyze their experiences in terms of the development of their understanding of the sociology in the workplace and the development of their personal and the managerial skills. So whatever the managerial skill that is used with the managerial concept, that is used with the workplace and the development of their personal and the marginal or managerial skills. Then next is the electronic support for the skill development. That is, there should be or there must be a electronic support for the skill development. That is one of the main tool that is used by the Liverpool again University. That is the LUSID. That is the Liverpool University Student Interactive Database. That is a web-based database. That is a web-based database means we are using the internet for using the LUCID. That is a Liverpool University Student Database. There are three main elements. One is the recording section that contains a template. One is the customized skills based questions. One is the communication and the information retrieval. One is the action planning. So these are the three main criteria that is come. And how to and but there are also placement opportunity also, that is also the part of the University of the Liverpool, and they are supposed to organize their own placement if they wish. So there is a proper method, that is how to organize a placement, that is also used with the organized method. And there are a wide variety of volunteering opportunities, that is working with the education group to devise and put an anti-bullying plays, devising and implementing the play for the young children. So there are many activities, placement activities, that is also carried by the University of the Liverpool. And the evaluation and the so the students are also get evaluated in the first year also get. So employability is enhanced by working with the guild of the student, by working or utilizing the LUSID database software, that is a web-based software, and using a range of training and assessment trainings or assessment methods. The next is the career management. That is, what is the career management? How the employability can affect the career management. So a significant change, as mentioned above, has been the development of students' own career management skill. So whenever there is any significant change, that have been development of the students' career or own career management skills. The CRAC Career Management Skill Program was a pioneer in the encouraging the student to begin to plan and manage their future career early on while at the universities. That is the manage the or encourage the student to manage their career. That is a career oriented approach that is used. That is the career management. That is the management of the career means manage the career by using various methods. That is, what are the various management learning technique that is used with the graduate and the undergraduate, that helps to develop and gather the evidence of the skills, identify the career preferences, and plan the effective job applications. University of the Newcastle makes their course available online, and the University of Wales, that is a Bangor career management technique, that is used with the job hunting skill course, that is also accredited course, that is also at the level number 1 through the Department of the Lifelong Learning. So this is the University of the Reading, that is also introducing the career management skills component to the all graduate. So every university provides the career management skills to the undergraduate as well as the graduate students, so that the students should know what are the various career management skills that is required in the organization. So whenever they are going for a job, whenever they are looking for any job related jobs, they are familiar with the career management skills. So central support for embedding the employability in the curriculum. So there will be a proper central support that is provided. That is the central support for embedding the employability in the curriculum. The curriculum means adding the employability, adding the placement in the course of the university. That is adding the employability or embedding the employability in the curriculum. So a relatively new activity is the attempt to integrate the centrally supported employability development into the curriculum in various ways. There are various ways by which the curriculum can be maintained, by which the curriculum can be gathered for the employability in the curriculum. And there is a university that is also the one of the name, that is the Metropolitan Skill University, that is attempt to broaden this process. And next is embedding the employability in the curriculum, that is how to embed the employability in the curriculum, that is a part of the central initiative. So there is a growing tendency towards an integrated approach to the employment or employability development that includes embedding the development of student attribute within the subject curriculum. And the recent study has four universities that shows that there are multiple current student, recent graduate, and the employers consider the attribute development to be well embedded in the program. So whatever the career management, whatever the career aspect that is used, whatever the attribute development, that is also embedding in the program. So more and more programs are being revised to include the employability element along with the subject side learning in ways that meet the learner's needs. So whatever the learner needs, that must be satisfied within the program that is used to revise that is used to include the employability elements, that is the subject based learning in ways that meet the learner's need. Next is the University of the North London, that is the next part. So that is a placement that provides a vital constructive employer input, that is the University of the North London. So that is the University of the North London, that is the next part. So that placement also provides a vital constructive employer input. So there will be a School of the Health and the Sports Science Education that provides a degree that also involves a student with the employers. That is we can say the mixing of the employer as well as the student, so that the student can more benefit when they teach the other employees as a teacher or as a we can say the trainer. So the final year module, that is Psychology of Student Analysis, was inspired by the subject-based module Work Placement for Professional Experience that is available for all the undergraduate at the university. And they also provides two or produce two written reports on their finding. One is academic one is a commercial report for their organization. There are two reports that is used for the finding. One is a commercial report, one is a academic report. Next is the delivery. So at the start of the 12-week assignment, employer visits the university to outline their activities and requirements and to agree a project with each student. So whatever the student, whatever the degree, whatever the delivery that is used to visit the university to outline their activities and the requirement and to agree a project with each and every student. These require students to act as a consultant and tackle real life business challenges, producing the solution for the genuine problem and the product. And the project typically involves, so what the project that involves, that is a negotiable concept that is used with the employable or employers and the development of the client server relationship. So there should be a proper negotiation with the customers or the employers and the development of the client server or the client customer relationship. Then the development and analysis of the questionnaire. So whatever the questionnaire that is prepared, so there must be a or there should be a proper development and the analysis of the questionnaires. Then the qualitative analysis, so there should be a proper qualitative analysis. Then the time management, self-organization, and the reflection. That is also one of the part, that is the time management, self-organization, and the reflection. Then the development of the communication skills. These are the main, we can say, the typically involvement that is used, that is a project is undertaken to produce or give the following criteria. And also involve the employer, that is a support and the collaboration of the employers integrated to the module operation. Then outcome, that is what is the outcome. So the employability is delivered through active engagement with the employer. So there will be a proper engagement or proper involvement of the employer also whenever that module is prepared. So there will be a proper active engagement with the employer. Then employment or employer assessment and the feedback. So there should be a proper employer assessment and the feedback that is also used to develop the employability. The next is the employer assessment and the feedback. So there should be a proper employer assessment and the feedback, that is also a part of the employability. Then the self-reflection, then developing the time management and the communication skills. So there should be must be a technique. So employability is also achieved or developed through the time management or developing the time management and the communication skills. Then the putting theory into the practice, that is a real assignment. So also the using the real assignment, that is also a part of the employability. Then the University of Wales Bangor, that is the next part. So that is how to use the University of Bangor, how to use the University of that is the next example, that is the University of Wales and the Bangor. In this example, it is mentioned the student participate in the interactive workshop, tutorial and the group work and are required to deliver the presentation. So student also participate in the deliver lecture, also participate in the interactive workshop, tutorial and the group work and are required to deliver the presentation. So student also involved in the interactive workshops, tutorial and the group work. And also that is they involved in the workshop, whatever the workshop they are delivering, whatever the workshop they are using, that is a student participate in them. There should be a proper interactive workshops, tutorial and the group work and are required to deliver the presentation. So next is the peer guiding module, that is the next part. So peer guiding modules are a formal and the accredited acknowledgement of the important and the valuable work that some student perform. So that some student perform, that is a peer guiding module, that is a formal and the accredited acknowledgement of the important and the valuable work. And the peer guiding has been an important or integral part of the general provision of the universities or opportunity for the student to participate in the Bengal curriculum or complementary curriculum. This is where a student can undertake the activities that provides opportunity to practice and develop the skills in a way that is not often possible in their chosen academic course. The next is academic recognition. So peer guiding modules are valued at the 10 credits run during the second semester and are regularly updated and improved. That is academic recognition. There should be or there must be a proper recognition of the academic, that is academic recognition, that is based on the analysis of the needs and are intended to develop the interpersonal and the communication skills. There should be a proper recognition of the academic, that is a student can also participate or the present in the group skills, problem solving and the various networking. And there should be a taken of the delivery of the student, that is also a part of the student outcome. So the comment. So employability is achieved or developed through the academic recognition of the value of the work experience. So employability is developed through the academic recognition. Whatever the academic recognition that is used, that is recognition of the value of the work of the experience. Then training the students as the mentor. So train the students as the mentor also. So there should be a relationship between the mentor and the mentee. Mentor only the passes the university of the student. That is also a part of the mentor. That is a mentor can guide the mentee, and there should be employability, that is developed that train the student as a mentor. And next is the employability audits that I'm going to start after the break. So let's take a break right now, then move to this topic, that is employability audit. So let's take a break. So come back from the break. Now let's start the session again. Next topic is the employability audit, that is how to use the employability audit. What are the various controls that is used with the employability audit? So following are the national support services that is used. So various support services that is used with the various institutions that followed up their own credit. So employability audit means inspection of the employability. So whatever the employability skills, whatever the employability data that is required, that is carried out, that is correct or the not, that is employability skills. So that is a employability development skills that is used for the employability development. So Swan Institute of the Higher Education is undertaking an audit of all the programs to determine how the key elements are being embedding So CareerDef University has a periodic review procedure that requires a department to identify the skills inherent within the schemes and stages at which these are the developed. So whatever the developed technique, whatever the technique that is used, that is developed for the high availability, that is used to develop the skill, that is used with the inherent requirement that is within the scheme and the stages at which these are developed. And the head of the schools at the Trinity College are responsible for specifying which transferable skills are used for the modules and how to use within the teaching and the learning process. And a somewhat different approach was developed through the higher level skills in the creative industry collaborative case study research that is used within the University of the Central Lancashire and the Cumbria College of the Arts and the Design. The next is the outcomes and the benchmark. That is what are the various outcomes and the benchmarks. There will be a QAA, that is a Quality Assurance Agency for the Higher Education benchmark. That is a QAA benchmark. That is also used as a pedagogical shift. For example, the academic department at the University of the Wales that is expected to provide the clear statements about the employment aims of each program and explain how these can be achieved. That is the outcomes and the benchmark. And the main focus is on the development of the learner's autonomy and the supporting employability oriented learning objectives. And there should be a pedagogy development in the managed learning environment, that is also a part of the pedagogic environment. That is the introduction of the computerized managed learning outcome offers another opportunity to embed the employability in the curriculum. So whatever the curriculum expects, whatever the data concept that is used with the employment curriculum. For example, the University of Glamorgan is developing such a curriculum that is supported by the appropriate teaching and the learning module. So whatever the learning module, whatever the teaching module that is affected by the pedagogy development and manage the learning environment. Then next is the employability is a curriculum takes any forms. So there are multiple forms that is a form or that is a part of the employability. The next is the work experience, that is a part. So work experience is seen as a major vehicle to enable the student to make connection between their academic work of study. So that makes a connection, that is how to develop their or how to maintain a connection between the academic study and the world of work, and to get familiarized themselves with the skill that is necessary to be effective in the work setting, that is the work experience. And that should be effective in the teaching, that should be effective in the work setting, that is a part of the work experience. And the Deering report that is also places considerable emphasis on the work experience, that is a part of the work experience. So work experience is currently the main vehicle for students to develop the employability skill. So whatever the skill that is used, that is the main goal or that is the main vehicle for the student to develop the employability skill, that is the work experience. Now next is the types of work experiences. So there are multiple types of the work experiences, and that is divided into three main categories. That may be a part-time, that may be a full-time, that may be a traditional placement. So that is divided into three categories. First is a organized work experience as a program of the study, as a part of the program of the study. Then the organized work experience that is external to the program of the study. One is ad hoc work experience that is external to the program of study. So one is a part of the program of study, one is external to the program of study, one is ad hoc that is external to the program of the study. So there are three approaches of the work experience that is used. So there is some overlap between the categories that is used with the category university categories of the data, that is also a part of the work experience. Voluntary work, for example, can sometimes be used, can sometimes be accredited by the institutions, and sometimes organized as external to the program of the study. So that is a part that is external, that is a ad hoc work experience as a part or external to the program of the study. So let's discuss by one, that is first is the organized work experience as a program of the study. So there are three main variant, or there are three categories or three main we can features of the work experience as a program part of the program of study. First is conventional program with some work experience element that is attached to it, either as a optional or the compulsory component. So whatever the component that is used, that is a conventional program that is used with some work that is experience element that is attached to it, either as an optional or a compulsory component. That is a conventional program. Then the generic work experience module that are available to the students on a range of program. That is a work experience module that is used with the, that is available with the student on a range of the program. Then the work experience through a program that is wholly or predominantly delivered in a workplace setting. So whatever the workplace setting that is used, that is delivered or that is used with the work experience as a program or as a part of the program of study. So there are many different types of work experiences, including the part-time work that is unconnected to the program of study. So there are multiple types of, or there are different types of work experiences that is used with the program of study, that is used with the experience that includes the part-time work that is unconnected to the program of study. Then this is one of the example of the University of the East London, and this course promotes a critical understanding of key aspects of the modern workplace. So whatever the modern workplace, so this approach or this course or the course that promotes a critical understanding of the key aspects of the modern workplace that is used with the employability skills, that is the University of the East London. And the School of Education and the Community that studies the work-based learning, that is also a part of the work-based learning, that becoming the complete graduate, that becomes or that makes the complete graduate. So the work-based learning was developed both as a response to the growing need of the student to work while they study. So work-based learning was developed as a part of the study. How they develop? By gaining the response to the growing need of the student to work while they study, and as a recognition of the values that such work can have in creating the today's complete graduate. So that makes a complete graduate, that becomes a complete graduate, that the course that provides, there are multiple skills, there are multiple employability skill, development skill that is developed before getting the employability skills, that is a part of the employability part, that becomes or that becomes a complete graduate. And the unit runs to the second semester of the second year. So next is the developing skills in the workplace. That is, there must be a provision to develop the skills in the workplace. That is, every person can develop their skills in the workplace also. Then opportunity to work part-time and gain the work experience also increases the students' work readiness and prepare them for the more future or the more flexible and the varied workplace of the future. And those taking a part in the unit can also develop the four principal attribute, that is a part of the four principal content, and they are expected to become specialist, journalist, self-reliant, and the team players. Next is the academic skills, that is the next part. So the course promotes a critical understanding of the key aspects of the modern workplace throughout the shop. So throughout the workshop, that is also used, that is a modern workplace that is used with throughout the workshop. And there are student may attend the seminar of the workshop, that is also part of the academic skill. And the placement that is also used, that is a placement, that is there are six main types of work placement, but students may work with any company or the institution that is agreed by the parties concerned, that is a placement. So there will be a placement cell that is also attached with the university. So employability is developed through balancing and connecting the academic and the vocational requirement. So there should be a proper balance that must be maintained between the academic and the, or the making the balance and the connecting between the academic and the vocational requirements. The next is recognizing the value of the work experience in today's degree program. So recognize experience, that is also a part of the work experience in the today's degree program. Then the flexibility of the attitudes towards the needs of the students on the course. So there should be a flexibility of the attitude among the student, among the need of the student of the course. There should be a proper flexibility among the student of the, among the need of the student, that is about the course. The next is the TCS that forms a link between the companies and the higher education. So there will be a TCS that makes a link between the companies and the higher education, that is a teaching company scheme, that is a TCS. That is a government scheme that is managed by the DTI Small Business Service, that is designed to improve businesses access to the skills and resources of the UK knowledge base. That is a teaching company schemes. That is a government scheme that is managed by the DTI Small Business Service. And TCI also forges a link between the companies and the staff at a higher education institutions and other research-based organizations. So TCS also maintains or the forges a link between the companies and the staff at a higher education institutions and other research-based organizations. TCS also maintain the consultant with the two partner graduate, that is also graduate to the associates. The graduate or the TCS associates is employed by the knowledge based partner but located at the company and paid an institutional or industrial salary. That is a part of the graduate to the associates that is used, and I would likely or really recommend the TCS, that is the teaching community, that is a teaching company scheme that is used to offer the graduate, so the student get benefit or the graduate get benefit with the student approach. Next is the benefits to the company, that is used by the Department of the Trade and the Industry, that is the DTI, and the Department of the Environment, Food and the Rural Area, that is the DEFRI, and the Department of the Health Education, that is the DOH. These are the various we can say the department that is also benefited with the companies. And the company needed to produce alternative software to replace the botting component it has previously used, which is where the TCS associates Robert Morey and the Benjamin Bain came in. So the employability is enhanced. So employability is developed by finding the right graduate for the right job. So that is enhanced by finding the right graduate at the right job. That is finding the right person for the right job that is suitable for the him or her, that matches their requirement and matches their capability. Then working at the both national and the regional level. So the employee should or must work for both the national and the regional level, then demonstrating to the business the usefulness and the cost effective of the scheme. So whatever the cost effective method that is used with the scheme, that is used with the employability skills. Then building the links between the university and the business. There should be a proper link between the university and the business. Then next is the conventional program plus the work experience. That is a combination or combining of the conventional program plus the work experience. So work experience on the conventional courses, that also includes the traditional placement on the sandwich courses. There should be a proper, or we can say the traditional placement on the traditional or conventional courses, that is the placement on the sandwich courses. Then the clinical or the practice placement on the some professional degrees, and the short periods of work experience on the non-sandwich programs. Then the live project working, that is the collaboration between the student and the employers. Then the work shadowing. So these are the various methods, that is how to use the conventional program, including the or plus the work experience, that is the combination of the conventional program as well as the work experience. So the work done that is also used, that is not directly assessed by the employer, that is not directly made by the employer, that is towards the final award. And the sandwich placements are also taken as the paradigm or also taken as the approach for the work experience, that is also managed for the work or managed by the few students. So the work experience on the full-time program is not confined to the undergraduate studies. Then what are the various generic module, that also includes a year-long placement unconnected to a specified program. Then the credit for the part-time, term time and the vacation program. So whatever the vacation program, whatever the term time and the part-time worker, that is also used with the term time placements. That is also a part of the term time placement, that is also a part of the part-time, term time or the vacation credits. And the credit for the unpaid work, that is also used with the conventional program, and the program that is developed by the student, union for the elected officer. So whatever the whosoever the elected officer, that is also used with the student union. And the generic modules are often assessed and counted towards the final award. So whatever the generic module that is used with the assessment, that is used with the assessed part and counting the towards the final awards. And they may also attract the separate accreditation. The next is the University of the Wales, that is Abel or Abel Smith has run the generic year in the employment scheme for over 20 years. that is an option that is given by the 5% of the students. And whatever the early program, whatever the early example of the accredited generic work-based learning, the module that was developed at the University College, Chester. And there should be a proper University of the Wales Bangor that provides a modular credit to second year student who acts as a peer guides to the first year. And the general work-based learning that is also a part of the University of the Luton, that is also validated in the July 1993. Now next is a work-based program, that is what are the various work-based program that is used with the conventional program. That is also work experience is also achieved. Work experience is also achieved through the programs wholly or the predominantly delivered in the workplace setting. So whatever the workplace setting, that is also achieved through the programs, that is also a part of the workplace setting, that is predominantly dominated or delivered in the workplace setting. And that may include the professional learning, for example the continuing professional development, that is a CPD, graduate apprenticeship, then accreditation of the prior experiential learning, that is the APL or the DTR, that is a teaching company scheme, that is a TCS. Then next is organized work experience external to the program of study, that is also a part. So there are a range of such opportunity that is also a part, of the well-known business organization, that is also a part of the well-known organization, that is also used in supporting the learning. And the others can include the business bridge, that is chef for, and the quality for the employment initiative, in which the London Guildford University as an active partner. Then volunteering, that is another form of organized work experience, that is a part that is used with the community service volunteers. And the Millennium Volunteer or the Student Volunteer UK. And there are about 25,000 students that is used with that is a volunteer across the UK university or UK working in the community based project in over the 180 FC in the HE volunteering. So that is also a part of the volunteering, that is also a part of the work experience, that is a part of the community service work experience. And more institutions are giving formal credit for the learnings from the volunteering and the part-time one. So more and more institutions are also giving the credit for the learning and the volunteering, and credit from the learning or for the learning from the volunteering and the part-time work. So whatever the part-time work, that is also used with the institution for the formal credit, that is used with the volunteering and the part-time work. Next is ad hoc work experience, that is external to the program of study. So we have studied about the organized work experience, that is a part of the program of study. One is the organized work experience, that is external to the program of study. Now next is the ad hoc work experience, that is external to the program of study. So increasingly student obtain work experience through the casual, part-time or the vacation work, or for the part-time students through their own full-time employment or the other initiatives. Institutionally based surveys found that the majority of students already had work experience before entering the higher education. So before entering the higher education, like you are also working somewhere, now you're doing the Edexcel course, but you have work experience also, that is ad hoc work experience, that is external to the program of the study. And the recent surveys show that about 60% of the full-time students work during the term time, and over 80% of the full-time students work during the summer vacation. That is the ad hoc work experience, that is we can say the temporary work experience, that is external to the program of the study. And this is the about 60% of the full-time students work during the term and in the most university run job shops. The next is the endorsement of the work experience, that is what is the endorsement of the work experience and how to maintain the work experience endorsement. So work experience is an intrinsic feature of the HEFCW approach to employability enhancement. And the work experiences help the student develop and gives them an advantage in the labor market. So whatever the work experience that helps the student in developing and giving the advantage in the labor market. Then added the success in the job market, that is also the impact that is supported by the employers. The next is recording and reflecting an achievement. That is how to record and reflect an achievement. That is main goal. So two major complementary development have achieved occurred over the last 5 years. First, the provision of support to help the student that reflect on the work experience and identify the learning from it. That is what is the provision of the support that help the student on the work experience and identify the learning from it. And second, the development of the progress files. And there are multiple techniques that is used. So first is a meaningful experience. So there should be a proper meaningful work experience, that is a meaningful related to the future career development. Then the intention, that is the intention is also good for the work experience students. Then the assessment and the accreditation. There should be a proper assessment, like your assignments are assessed, your accreditation is provided by the Edexcel. Then the quality monitoring, that is the quality monitoring means monitor the quality, that is also a part of the work experience, that is also the part of the quality experience. Then the work experience portfolio, that is the student should be encouraged to develop a varied experience or work experience portfolio, such as the mixture of the course embedded placement in the part-time working. Then reflection and the articulation, that is the ongoing process, that is also a part of the articulation, that is also a part of the learning from the work experience, that is important for the employability development. So reflection on and the articulation of the learning from work experience is pivotal to developing the employability. So whatever the employability technique that is also used with the employability concept, that is a reflection on and the articulation of the learning from the work experience. Next is the progress files, that is a part of the development framework for the higher education, that is a main part of the progress file, that is a main introduction of the progress file, that is used with the daring approach, that is used with the daring concept. And the progress files offer the opportunity to record a range of achievements, reflect on learning, and manage the career development. So that is a progress file that offers what are the various opportunities that is recorded or that is used as a range of the achievements and reflect on the learning and manage the career development. And the PDP, that is a personal development planning, that is also an important part of the progress files and should be operational across the whole studies, that also used with the intention to provide the student to help the student, that is how to become the more effective, independent, and the confident self-directed learner that understand how they are learning and relate their learning to a wider content, and then improve their general skills for the study and the manage their skills and the career development, and encourage a positive attitude to the learning throughout the life. And there is a significant development for the Center for the Recording Achievement, that is the CRA in the institution. Now this is an example of the University of the Glamorgan, that is a work experience that is sharing with the reflection voluntary services. So employability is achieved or developed through an integrated work experience and employability strategy that is linked to the learning and the teaching. So that is the integrated work experience that is shared among the employability strategy or that is used with the employability strategy that is linked to the learning and the teaching. Then identifying the opportunity for the student to undertake the voluntary work experience placement that is relevant to their work or their career aspirations. Then this is the edge hill of the he, that is a hedge hill, that is a customized approach to the PDP, that is a personal development planning, that is a PDP, that is also that is the main aim to support the development of student as a rounded professional, that is they also become the rounded professional, they become the professional with the high level of academic, professional, and the life skills and the employability. Agile is developing and introducing the progress files that help achieve its own vision, that makes the result of the learning in the higher education more explicit by providing the basis for consistently recording such as the learning and promoting the idea that understand, reflect, and plan for the personal development as well as the life skills. And the integration and the use of the PDP is a key element of the progress, that is the personal development planning. Then next is the customizing the personal development in the study of the geography. That is a checklist, that is a method that is used with the current skills so that the student can identify the areas for the improvement. And students are also expected to use the PLF to evaluate their progress and review their reset and their action plans. And PLF is also promoted by the explaining to students that it would assist them in achieving the getting the maximum benefit from their degree programs. So employability is developed through enhanced recognition of the skills and qualities, enhanced recognition of the skills and the qualities that is taught and developed within the subject. Then the manageable and realistic assessment regime that recognizes and give academic credit for the generic skills. Then the linking the PDP, that is the PDP, that is personal development planning, to other features of the degree program. So these are the three methods by which the employability is developed, by which the employability is enhanced. So section number 4 is over. Next is section number 5, that is the conclusions and the recommendations. That is the next chapter. So let's finish the class over here only. In the next class, that is in the tomorrow's class, I am taking your next topic, next section, that is section number 5, that is the conclusions and the recommendations. So that's all for today's session. Thank you so much everyone for listening me. In tomorrow's class, I am taking your next section, that is the conclusions and the recommendations. So thanks a lot everyone. Bye bye. And if there is any doubts, any clarification, you can ask the doubts from me.